All right, let's talk about Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle, a unique player in NFL history. First, let's look at some college stats here. So when he played for UConn, he had a touchdown to interception ratio in his 3 years of 1 touchdown to 13 interceptions. No, I did not say that the wrong way. You heard that correctly. 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions in his 3 years at UConn. He then didn't play in 2016, and then in 2017 for Eastern Kentucky had 11 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Somehow, despite all of that, he was able to make the NFL, so give him credit. You know, I think reportedly he is a very good kind of video room guy. You know, maybe he could make a great coach someday, but it's kind of remarkable that despite the fact that he consistently throws more interceptions than touchdowns, has been able to make it just to the NFL level. And he hasn't just made it to the NFL level. I mean, this was, 2017 was his last year in college. He's been in the league since 2018. If you look at his NFL stats, it's actually better than his UConn stats. So apparently he's better at playing in the NFL than playing for UConn. But still, 4 touchdowns to 11 interceptions over the course of his NFL career. 0-4 record as a starter. So, crazy stuff, right? Absolutely wild stuff that he's getting to start. They're intentionally going with him over Zach Wilson, which is surprising, and I think a mistake. If you're the Jets and you're still trying to make the playoffs, which I know it's a long shot, but you should still try, right? If you have a 1% chance, well, might as well try for the 1% chance if you're on the team. Well, let's get into the film and talk about what's going wrong. And to be honest, if you're looking for this film study to be kind of like the Nathan Peterman film study of just throwing interception after interception after interception, it's not really going to be that. Largely because the Jets, the way they ran their offense, it was never going to be that. Their mindset was to, throw underneath. Don't let Tim Boyle throw the game away. Let's not do anything stupid. And sometimes it worked, like this play. It's a 4th and 3 late in the game. You have Garrett Wilson in a one-on-one matchup where the defender covering him is playing a bit off. So, okay, let's see what Tim Boyle does here. As you see, Tim Boyle is going to take the snap. He does flip it to Garrett Wilson. Wilson makes a couple nice moves before finally getting brought down. Hey, that's good stuff. This is what they were trying to do. It wasn't exactly a perfect strategy, largely because you can't really win in the NFL this way. For one thing, something like this is, to me, a perfect example where, teams are going to catch on to what you're doing. They're going to try and run a wide receiver screen right here. We'll watch how when Boyle takes a high snap, he looks over and you see it's actually Jalen Phillips, who unfortunately got hurt later on in this game. But he's right over here. He's reading this play. He knows what's happening. Watch him, deflect the pass up and could have gotten intercepted. And listen, is that a great player making a great play? Sure, it's a great player making a great play. At the same time, though, it's a bit telling of hey, if every pass is, 3 yards down the field or less, teams are going to start to catch on, and when that happens, you're going to have some issues. You are. This one's another one, and again, these aren't Tim Boyle bad plays necessarily, but it's because they're not really letting Tim Boyle have an opportunity to make a bad play. It's man coverage. You have the 2 receivers on the top of the screen run deeper routes, and then you're going to have, Tim Boyle just try to flip it to your halfback and pick up some yards that way, pick up the first down that way. Again, I understand the logic behind doing this a lot, but right when this play begins, you see Tim Boyle, okay, right here, again, it's the correct throw to make. It is. This is the right read to get the ball down there. Now, another Miami player reads this really well, runs over and makes a tackle. So, again, good defensive play for sure. But the reality is, it's just one of those things where obviously the Jets offense doesn't have a lot to begin with. They don't really have the talent to, if you get the ball out of your quarterback's hands quickly and let the receivers do the work. Listen, Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson are awesome, but that's really all they have. So, this strategy as a whole isn't going to consistently work. And even, Garrett Wilson, you want to look towards him every play. Okay, that's something you can do. But, all right, zone coverage, 3rd down and 3, you have him running over the middle. Okay, sure, let's see what happens. Again, Tim Boyle takes the snap, and you see that the Dolphins are kind of over it, right? They're kind of all over this. There isn't really a opportunity to get the ball to Garrett Wilson. On top of this, we know about the Jets' offensive line. Pressure is about to come. You really need your first read to be getting open, and Tim Boyle's first read on this play isn't getting open. Because of this, Tim Boyle is going to end up getting sacked right here. So, again, a lot of times you watch the Jets play and you're like, man, I don't even know how much I can blame the quarterback because, like, what are they supposed to do here? And, again, I'm not saying that having Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be a massive upgrade. It would. But I think in many ways, part of why it would be an upgrade is it would allow you to run different plays. And maybe teams won't be all over the underneath route when you're not only running routes trying to get underneath coverage and you're actually willing to push the ball down the field. In my opinion, with Tim Boyle, listen, he's not a great quarterback. He's not. And if you have him try to throw the ball, push that ball down the field a lot in the game, you're probably not going to win. But you're definitely not going to win if you don't even try to play football, right? You have to, at a certain point, go out and try to play football and try to win a football game. Because, like, going over here, this was a good drive. This was a good, long drive. They were able to consistently move the ball, 2nd and 16 now. That's not good. But they were moving the ball. They were converting on, I believe they converted on a couple of 4th downs to get to this situation. And, okay, they're going for another underneath type play. We'll watch as when Tim Boyle takes the snap, he looks right here and, okay, there's a window. And this is going to be, I would say, a bad play by Tim Boyle. The ball should realistically already be coming out of his hands right now. Instead, watch him wait, and then it gets batted up and intercepted. Not a great play by Tim Boyle. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, wow, unlucky. Tim Boyle is great. No, we all know Tim Boyle is, kind of a meme at this point. Like, it is what it is. Credit to Tim Boyle for, making as much money as he had at the NFL level. But, like, he's not someone you're expecting to go out and win you games. But it's, again, a fundamental coaching philosophy failure, in my opinion, when you're not even giving your team a chance. When you're not giving your quarterback a chance to lose you the game. Either don't have him throw the football, because that's a fine strategy. Run the ball a bunch. Sure, I get that. But if you're going to throw the football, you have to be willing to throw the football. And this play is exactly why, because you get this long drive going, but then you end up with an interception anyway. You know what a great way to prevent interceptions is not having to run as many plays, right? If to score a touchdown, you have to run 15 plays. You're not going to score a touchdown with Tim Boyle. You're just not. Like, that's not going to happen, or you're not going to score many, I should say. Like, what you need to do if you're the Jets and you want to, win games, obviously, what is the right strategy? I think you have to try for explosives. You have to try to take chances. Garrett Wilson still is a good receiver. I know he gets double teamed a lot, so not a lot you can do with him, but still, like, you have to be willing to push the ball down the field. Otherwise, you're just going to lose. Listen, maybe if they push the ball down the field, we're talking about this as a Nathan Peterman-like game. But you know what? I can live with that. What I think is worse is a game like this where it feels like you never even really tried. And also, like, okay, if you don't trust Tim Boyle to throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field, then why is he playing? Like, Zach Wilson, say what you want about him. The offense looked much better than this. It did. The offense was at least being able to do certain things. And so if for nothing else, he can, throw a great Hail Mary, which clearly they could use, given how the Hail Mary attempt for them worked. Although I don't know how much of that is Tim Boyle's fault there. I don't know how well Zach Wilson can tackle. I know he's had a lot of experience trying to, but the way I see this, I think it's a mistake to go with Tim Boyle. I think Zach Wilson isn't good, but I think he's better than Tim Boyle. Again, it is a bit of rearranging deck chairs in the Titanic, but still, I would rather go with Zach Wilson. But if Tim Boyle is your guy and you're going to give him a chance, well, then give him a chance, because you're not giving your team a chance to win this way. I know some people are arguing, like, should Robert Saleh be fired? Should Nathaniel Hackett be fired? Listen, I'm not going to blame any coach for not knowing how to get the most out of Tim Boyle or Zach Wilson. I'm not. I care about how well can you coach Aaron Rodgers. I would only make my decisions based on how well I think they can coach Aaron Rodgers next year, not how well could they coach Tim Boyle next year if they have to. That's how I view all of that. So, it is what it is. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on all of that. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.